Good day, ma'am. I'm going to talk about the HTML section of our project. So first, let me talk about the intro overlay, which is the very first thing users see before accessing the website. This whole section is inside a div tag with the ID intro. It contains all the forms related to user authentication. Here, we designed three major forms. The login form, which collects the user's email and password and displays an error message if something is incorrect. The sign-up form, where users register by entering their name, email, password, and a 6-digit recovery number. This recovery number is strictly validated using a numeric pattern to improve account security. And lastly, the forgot password and change password forms, which rely on that recovery number to reset the user's password. So basically, this entire intro overlay manages everything related to entering or recovering an account before the user can actually start browsing the site. Next is the header, which serves as the main navigation area once users are logged in. It starts with the PhilNav logo, followed by navigation links such as home, popular, and a special feature, which is the genre drop-down menu. Each genre, like fantasy, historical fiction, horror, crime, and sci-fi, has a data attribute, so our JavaScript can filter books automatically when those choices are clicked. On the right side of the header, we have the three important tools: the search bar, which let the users search for titles or authors; the theme toggle, which switches between light and dark mode; and the user drop-down menu, where users can view account info, see their list, check their history, or log out. So the header is essentially the control panel of the site, giving users quick access to everything they need. Next is the main structure of the content, which is placed inside the main tag. The first thing inside is the hero section. That's the large banner shown at the top after logging in. It includes a title, a short description, and a button that lets users open the featured story. Below that, I organized each genre into its own section tag: fantasy, historical fiction, crime, horror, and sci-fi. Inside every section, there is a grid layout where the books are displayed as cards. Each book card includes an image, a title, an author, and most importantly, story text stored inside a data attribute so reader model can load it later. Basically, these sections make the site visually organized and allow users to browse stories quickly by category. Finally, the part that includes all the user-focused features. We have the account info module, which shows the user's name, email, password, and recovery number. The password is hidden by default, but there's a button that toggles it between show and hide. Next is the My List view, where users can see the books they saved, and we also have the My History view, which displays books they previously opened. These views help personalize the experience, allowing users to keep track of what they've read and what they want to read next. In summary, this part of the project focuses on building the foundation of the user interface. It contains the authentication system, the main navigation, the genre-based content layout, and the user account features. These components work together to ensure the user has a complete, organized, and interactive experience while using PhilNav. That is all for me.
The first the code is the navigation system. The function reset to home resets the whole interface back to the homepage by showing all book sections and clearing the search bar. Buttons like the home, navigation, the logo, and the genre dropdown all use this function to make sure the interface resets before filtering or switching views. We also have a search bar that filters books instantly by checking their title and author. Next, we have the user interface section. The function update user UI detects whether there is a logged in user. If there is, it displays the user's name and enables features like My List and History. We can also open the information model or logout, which clears the saved user in local storage. The next major part is the My List feature. The function refresh list button adds or removes a plus or check button on every book depending on whether it's already in the user saved list. When the user opens My List, the code loads the saved books from local storage and rebuilds the display. After that, there is the reading history system. This tracks what books the user has opened, how far they have read, and when they last viewed the book. The time ago function formats timestamps into friendly text like 5 minutes ago. The render history function then constructs history cards showing progress bars, last read times, and remove buttons. Users can also clear their entire history. We also have a book details model. When any book card is clicked, the model shows the book's images, title, author, genre, and summary. The Start Reading button opens the full reader. Inside the reader system, the Open Reader function loads the full text of the selected book from a database and displays it with paragraph formatting. When the user closes the reader, the script automatically saves their reading position, percentage progress, and last read date into history. The reader includes a progress bar and settings for changing font size, theme, and font style. Next, the code includes theme toggling and scroll animations using an intersection observer to reveal sections smoothly. Finally, during the loading page, the script checks if a user is logged in, so it hides the intro screen and loads the main UI.
So good day everyone. So I am going to discuss the CSS. So I started by defining all my colors here as CSS variables. So the class of root. This is my control center by using variables like bgstart and primary. I can change the color of the entire website just by changing these values here without hunting through the whole file. So the data theme light. This class handles the light mode when the user clicks the toggle button. JavaScript adds the attribute to the body and instantly overrides the dark colors with light ones like the backgrounds and the dark text. So next is the header section. So header, this is the navigation bar I use to position sticky so it stays at the top when you scroll. My favorite part is the backdrop filter, blur 12 pixels, which creates the modern frosted glass look, letting the content behind it shine through voggy. So next is the .logo class. For the logo, I added to text shadow to the span element to make the nov part glow, giving it cinematic feel. Next class is the drop down and the drop down menu. This controls the genre of a genre menu. I set the menu to display of none by default and show it on hover. I added a small animation called fuddle so it doesn't just snap, it appears smoothly. So next class is search. I use display flex here to align the search bar and the user icon perfectly in a row. So next class is the user drop down. So similar to the genre menu, this hides the logout option until the user hover over their name. So next is the hero banner section. So that hero class, this is the big feature banner at the top. So I used a specific height and background image. I also set position to relative so I could layer things inside it. So next class is that hero after. So this acts like a virtual trick. It creates a gradient overlay on top of the image so it goes from black to transparent. This blends the bottom of the image into the background page so there isn't a harsh line. So next class is the .hero inner. So this holds the text inside the banner. I added animation called slide up, so the text floats up when the page loads, making it feel dynamic. So the next section is the class grid and cards. So that grid class is instead of using fixed rows, I use CSS grid with repeat, autofill, min max to 200 pixels, and 1 FR. This makes the layout responsive automatically. It fits as many books as possible in a row, depending on the screen size. And that card size class is the container for each book. I added transition. When you hover over it, the transform translate Y minus 10 pixel makes the card lift up and the borders glow blue, so it gives the user immediate feedback. So the next is that meta class. So this is the box of the bottom at the bottom of the card of the title and author. It makes sure it sits top of the image with a solid background so that text is always readable. And the next is that class, the add to list BTN class. So this is the small plus button. I use position absolute to stick it to the top right corner of the book cover. I also give it a blur effect so it looks like distinct from the artwork. So the next section is the reader view or reading mode. So the reader view class is the full screen reading overlay. So I set transform to translate Y to 100% to push it off the screen to the bottom by default. When the class is that active class is added, it slides it up to 0. This creates a smooth animation like an app opening. So that reader now class, the top bar inside the reader, it holds the back button and setting button. I made it distinct from the main website header. So next is that progress dash bar class. So this is a visual indicator. It width changes from 0 to 100% as the user scrolls down to the text. So that reader slash paper class is this contains the actual story text. I limited the max width to 800 pixels because line of text that's stretched too wide are hard to read. This keeps it centered and comfortable. So next class is that setting drawer. This is the pop-up menu for changing fonts and themes inside the reader. It positions absolutely relative to that setting button.
So here in the ID intro, this creates a full screen overlay with a dark background, and the content is already horizontal and vertically centered and with the high z-index, so it sits above everything else and has a smooth fade out animation via opacity transition. And for the intro hide, when the hide is added, the intro fades out and becomes a non-interactive. And for the auth container, this creates a flex box that holds the banner and the form. For the flex layout, this has two split sides and has a rounded corners, deep shadow, and a zoom in entrance animation. And for the